Gye buvuddeko akatambi kasaasana ku mikutu gye mugatta abantu nga kalaganga abantu we basanga kaseera akazibu okufuna results zaabwe ku kisaawe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe n'okusingira ddala ababeera bayingidde Uganda okuva ebweru w'eggwanga.
Following her like chicken.
It's going on the newspaper.
Why you recording? Why?
Because this is something good.
Kino kyaviiriddeko akakiiko ka Paalamenti akavunaanyizibwa ku nsonga z'ebyobusuubuzi okulagira okunoonyereza ku nsonga eno, era ng'olugendo lwaffe tulutandise n'abakulu abaddukanya ekisaawe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe ekya Uganda Civil Aviation Authority ekitongole abadde bakulembeddwamu Mukulu Fred Tumwesigye ko n'abalala abadde balabiseko eri akakiiko kano babeeko bye ku nsonga y'akatambi.
We also had an arrival hall in this very building which was not yet completed. We are trying to work day and night to make sure that this part of the arrival, because that is where these activities should be taking place, is completed, is done, and a fully-fledged port health, what they call port health in airports, is instituted, and that's where all these facilities of laboratories and other testing centers will be accommodated in the same place with minimum inconvenience to passengers. Remember, every airport, once it's sold, is there to facilitate easy movement of passengers everywhere, and that's what really our objective is.
Abakulu bano basoose kutegeeza kakiiko ng'ensonga y'akatambi kano bwetalina mutwe n'amagulu.
But allow me to present if
not yet,
okay.
Madam.
Wabula oluvannyuma abakulu bano beevuddemu ne bakinoganya kati nga bwe buli obuvunaanyizibwa mu minisitule evunaanyizibwa ku nsonga z'ebyobulamu okukola ku nsonga za results zino ezoogerwako.
Agree with me. Really, that is not our decision. We are, of course, enjoying to take a government position all the time. But if you ask individual members, you probably would get a different position. But it is a directive of cabinet, and we must do everything possible to implement it in the circumstances. Hearing a lot of talking about CAA, spokesperson of CAA, this is not a CAA matter. Honorable Chair. It is important to distinguish the mandates of these government agencies. I can even see people are almost angry about at CAA. Please save CAA. Save Uganda Civil Aviation Authority.
And the two operators?
Yes, the mandate to test anybody, anywhere, including into the airport, is a mandate of the Ministry of Health. It is the main lead agency, Honorable Chair.
Sona Ayubu ngono ye director w'ekisaawe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe agamba nti ne internet byemu ku ebyo ebiviirako enteekateeka eno ey'okufulumya result mu bwangu okubeera nti ekandaalirira.
The airlines and the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority. However, Honorable Chair and members of Parliament, notwithstanding those main challenges highlighted through social media, it is barely a week. We really need to understand that this came at a short notice. We were given almost like 5 days. 5 days could not work. You know, you are putting up, as she rightly said, you are putting up construction. You have to draw up a floor plan for the people. You have to set up the laboratories. You have to set them. You have to make a dry run. You have to make a wet run. Honorable Chair, members of Parliament, it was not easy. It was not easy. But since this is a policy of mandatory testing for all incoming passengers, which was effected on the 27th October 2021, it is deemed prudent that for a proper policy performance review to be undertaken, sufficient time should be allowed to collect enough data to observe and assess the impact on tourism and air transport in general.
Kino kituviiriddeko okwesitula ng'aba Dream TV nga tuli wamu n'akakiiko ka Paalamenti akavunaanyizibwa ku nsonga z'ebyobusuubuzi okulaba nga twolekera ekisaawe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe okuzuulira ddala ekituufu.
People will be waiting for us. We shall be there in time. We are going to secure a lead car so that we get there in time and be back in time. So please respond, DG. And I hope you will be happy to receive us.
No, for sure. I don't know why there is an impression here that anyone does not want MPs to go there. Frankly, go there. After that, in fact, it's better now because I am told there is a meeting of the Minister of Health there. You will find them there. I may not reach there as quick as you do because I don't have a lead car. But for sure.
Ekkubo tulingidde saa 12 ez'olweggulo era nga tubadde tuyambibwako emmotoka ya poliisi ebadde etuggulirawo. Ku kisaawe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe tutuuse ku ssaawa emu ey'akawungeezi.
But hello, so just come and take them. Someone else can tell. But we need.
Abakulu abaddukanya ekisaawe batuwadde ebyambalo ebitwawula ku abo abali ku ngendo zaabwe. Bwe tuyingidde mu kisenge ewali abantu abalindirira okulinnya ennyonyi kye tusanzeewo kibadde kiyungula ezziga nga nanti abantu engeri gye beetuumamu kyangu nnyo okwesiga ekirwadde kya COVID-19. Abakulu batulambuzza enteekateeka era n'obugazi bw'ekifo nga bwe kiri mu kaweefube okulaba nga babeerawo okwewala okusaasaana kw'endwadde ya COVID-19.
There is a program for follow-up. Now, if we came through a non-registered format, it means that following up that tourist will be not very easy. Now, that is the reason why those who come where they are registered, they actually reside at designated hotels.
Yeah, but the challenge here is that what if the issue is health? Does it not matter that everybody who comes should be tracked?
And secondly,
what is special about this?
There is no guiding policy that says.
That's what the issue is. Everyone landing here must be tracked. Just if like, the issue is health. Just like we have been tracking truck drivers who enter through Maraba, they are going to Southern Sudan. They will reach the border. They take their samples and let them go. When the results are out, they are full, because you have taken their details. then they are followed. You see, even if they have reached Guru, you can
Can I
don't
give you
know
my
them.
final submission? When you are dealing with HIV, you would want to assume married people and married men are not prone to HIV. When you are dealing with HIV,
But
you
we
would
are
want,
not.
first wait, you would want to condemn that prostitutes are doing illegal, immoral trade, so you don't want to track them. To be honest, that's how you're behaving.
problem with
because you are dealing with an epidemic, but you're ignoring
The
reality.
problem with us, this tracking of passengers, of people who come in, because we have no, that's where a lot of
Yes, we agree with you. We agree with you.
Let us, these are
Members,
pertinent.
we have seen, we have
These
taken
are
note.
pertinent issues.
So,
Are we going this side?
yeah, and we are going like this.
May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkness falls, your heart will be true. You walk a lonely road, oh how far you walk from home. And you will find your way. May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkning star shines down.
This is the result dispatch area. But before we go to that, this hall is meant for departures. You recall the road where we came from? That area there outside is where your car, whether you are in economy or what, is supposed to drop you there. It's just a drop area. It drops you there and you walk in here. If you have anything to ask at the reception, you can. You will be sprint, and then you will move straight. I think you are seeing behind.
Yeah.
You will move straight, and that you reach what we call the check-in area.
Yeah. So this about how many meters?
From
About
where? From the road.
maybe close to 80. From the road, be like 100.
We are talking about up to the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 120, 130 meters.
Yeah, it's good.
And the arrival?
The arrivals is down, and it is the same size like this facility. Yes. Also, you come from the building, and you just come from down, so you will not see anything. And just as you go there, we are planning to have a connection with the Marsfield campus.
batulambuza n'ebifo ebyenjawulo ebyateekebwawo okulaba nti bikebebwamu abantu endwadde ya COVID-19.
May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkness falls, your heart will be true. You walk a lonely road.
But that's only something that you are coming here. They are very transparent from their sides. They can. This one, for example, if you are putting in that heresy card, the heresy locator 4, from here, for example, you are going to say that you will find it.
What about here? We have free internet here. And it has not been
Yeah, that's why I said that's where you enter you to let you understand what's the challenge. How they need to be.
Ebifo bino okusingira ddala birimu abantu ababeera baakatuuka mu Uganda aba balina okwekenneenyezebwa oba nga tebalina kalwadde.
May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkness falls, your heart will be true. You walk alone in road.
Abamu ku bo batutegeezezza nti enteekateeka etambulira ddala kasobo ebaviirako n'okwetamwa.
Have you had any inconvenience?
Kino kituviiriddeko okulambula labalatule ze beekebejjeza sampo ezibeera zijjirwa ku bantu ababeera batuuse mu ggwanga.
May it be an evening star shines down upon you.
Eno abasawo batulambuzza ebyuma ebyenjawulo ebikozesebwa mu kukola omulimu guno.
May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkness falls, your heart.
Abasawo bano abataagadde baatuukiriza amannya bagamba nti basanga akasoomozebwa okuwerako olwa intaneti etambula akasoobo ng'enfuddo z'emmengo ekibaviirako results okufuluma empola.
Now all these machines, they use internet. Right away from sample collection, when they have just landed at the airside, they use internet to capture their information. Those who have registered online, you just scan the QR code, the information comes, you pick the sample. Now if the internet is not effective, the process will take long. And there are some people even who come when they have not registered online, so they have to register from there. So you see, that takes a lot of time at the airside in sample collection. So that process takes some time. Then when we start working on them, we use internet right away from that point of seen receiving the samples. They use internet. These machines, after working on the samples, in terms of releasing results, they use internet to relay the results to those people in data room. Then those people in data room also use internet to clean and also display. So the whole process requires internet.
So tell us about
many. When we have like 3 flights landing almost at the same time, people be here many, internet tends to slow down. Most of the people are using it. One is using it to register, one is using it to load samples, one is, you get. So all those processes, it tends to slow down. If we can improve it, then it will be better. Yes.
Bano bagamba nti n'ebikozesebwa ebyuma balina bitono ddala nga 2 byokka byebisobola okufulumya results mu ssaawa emu n'eddakiika 20 ng'ate ebirala mwana wattu kubeera kulinda nnyo.
What's the name of this machine?
Expert. The other one is Biorad.
Biorad, then the other one is SLAN. The last 2 are SLAN.
So Gen Expert, there are 2.
Yeah.
Because when you're writing a report, you must give the machine. You can't say 2
I
machines.
was asking you, so how does internet connectivity and speed affect your work? Have you had instances where they...
Depends on the machine you use. So the machines we use, some of them take 2.5 hours, others give results in 1 hour and 15 minutes. So you find that when the ones of 1 hour and 15 minutes are done, then we move to the other machines of 2 hours and 30 minutes. So some people will go early. That's just that they don't tell you, but people get results in 1 hour and 15 minutes or 1 hour and 10 minutes. Then they go. Then others, they have to wait for the other longer process.
So how do you decide which?
No, we just first use the one of 1 hour and 15, and it will get full.
Do you have?
I think you should come this side and sure. That involves receiving the sample, working on the sample, loading it in the cartridge, and then putting it in this machine. That is 1 hour and 15 minutes. Then these other machines, the rest of them.
How many samples do you run in one machine?
These are 16 module machines.
16 samples only?
16 module, yes. And then these ones carry the largest number of samples.
So those are 30?
Yes. Now this one carries 96. 96, 96, 96. So in 2 hours, you're going to release 96 results. Okay. In 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours and a half. And then this one will also release 96. Even the other one will release 96.
Abamu ku bakungu b'ekitongole eky'ebyobulamu be tusanze ku kisaawe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe baliko bye bataanyiza ku nsonga eno.
Why does someone have to wait for 2.5 hours? Is it the technology? Do you have less equipment? What is the problem? Because all these ones, you have 2 machines that take only 16 samples each. That's not even one flight.
And the other 5 which
and they take 1 hour and 15. Then you have 5 machines that take only 90 samples. 96 samples, but take 2.5 hours.
Yes, it's not 2.5 hours. The machine run time is 1 hour and 10 minutes. But also they have a process of extraction which takes 25 minutes. That's about 1 hour and 40 minutes. Then the 2 16 modules take 32 minutes. Take 55 minutes. Plus also there is a machine known as ultramix. It's an extraction which handles 48 samples. It also takes 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Where are those ones now? Because what we have seen there are the ones of 16, there are 2.
Yes.
Then the other ones are
96,
96, there are 5. There are 5.
Yes, there is a machine in extraction. You can
Yes, I saw that.
Yes, a combined extractor and PCR platform.
But can't you get better machines that are faster and take more samples?
They don't exist.
Ministry of Health put in
Oluvannyuma abakulu batulambuzza eddimu ly'okwongera okugaziya ekisaawe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe kisobose enteekateeka ya social distancing abantu basobole okwewa amabanga.
Have another like 5 self-check-in. So for those who don't have baggage and they want just to go, they will have self-check-in. So the whole is going to be dynamic. Now, you are seeing that site? This site is where we are going to have the new terminal building. So it is going to be about 20,000 square meters, that site. So when you go to that area there, when you reach in front, then you will connect to that new terminal building. I don't know whether Director General can go.
Now you can see check-in, rather the arrival, rather departure, has been, what you see here will come here. You see what, those people are entering from here, will be here.
We have put a temporary tent.
This is a temporary tent.
Which you all know. Yes, so we use that temporary tent for holding and also for port health. People to check your COVID cards and so on. And then from there, they will use the small door in order to access the check-in hall.
Things which should have been taken
Yes.
here.
Yes.
They should be here.
So
now, where's the lab guy, the boss?
The lab guy.
Abakulu bagamba enteekateeka ze balina basuubira nti bwe zinaaba ziwedde ebirwadde nga COVID-19 sako n'ebirwadde bikakali bwe babirumbye ensi kijja kusobozesanga Uganda okusoosowaza ensonga ya social distancing essako n'okulaba nga wabeerawo okwewala okwesiga kw'ekirwadde kino ng'eno gy'oyinza okuyita enteekateeka nnamutaayika ey'okwerinda.
We are going to have a mini VIP the other side.
The one which is already constructed. Or you are talking of the place which
they are going to construct. The one which they have constructed is only for people who are going through.
That is my concern.
When people go to you,
just look at the room. You have kept up for this side. Yet the other side is even wider than this. But there is nothing.
No toilets.
Completely. In terms of making people comfortable. If you want to take coffee quickly.
No.
Because I'm saying so because I'm seeing you go to Dubai and you see from the time you enter, you know there's access the toilets, you access these kind of places for all categories.
Okay. We have this launch. We will have it up as I have told you. This area will be for transfer passengers. Now I have told you at the same time registration. When you do pre-registration, you can only be successful if the internet here is working.
Yeah.
Even if there it is working, and here it is not working, then it will not be full. Okay? Then also you might succeed there, but when you reach there and it is down, it's also another issue. So that's why you see this kind of system is heavily dependent on the internet.
Yes, and you can see it here.
Why is internet an issue? Why is internet an issue? Now that is what we might need to find out from NITAU.
So these people are just waiting for, these are pre-registered people?
Yes. No, these are now registering and pre-registered. When you are pre-registered, you just immediately go for swap.
So they have not even gone for swap?
Yes. Okay. Once you see people holding the passport, it means it's going and then get a what and then start filling in manually.
Now, what are those ones who are lining?
Now,
that would have been the problem.
Yeah, it is all the same because when it's until you have done that, that's when you go for swapping.
Yeah.
Now, when you go for swapping, you go through the process and you wait at where we are going to go. But now, if it is manual, it is also going to be late to go there because somebody has to do that, put it in the
So averagely, how many minutes does somebody spend here?
Maybe put it this way. If there are no challenges, what will be the time?
Here,
Maximum time.
at least here people spend like 30 to 40 minutes
To get here. Then when they go the other side?
Then
by'ebyokwerinda birabiddwako nga binywezeddwa ku kisaawe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe era ng'amagye egalabiddwako nga gakola omulimu guno. Tusobodde okulambula n'abakungu we batuukira nga bano bateerawo n'akafo ak'enjawulo we bakebererirwa nga we balinda results zaabwe.
May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkness falls, your
obudde buno bukonokkiriza okwera essaawa 2 era ng'eddimu ly'okulambula ekisaawe ffe tulinga abalimaliriza.
May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkness falls, your heart will be true. You walk alone the road, oh how
Abamu ku babaka be tubadde nabo boogedde ku nsonga eno era nga bagamba nti balindiridde kuwandiika lipoota ey'essimba gye bagenda okwanjulira paalamenti eyawamu.
That you need about 2 to 3 hours to get your results. From the time you arrive, go through registration, payment, and getting your results takes you between 2.5 and 3 hours. But 2, that it's an inconveniencing exercise, experience that you go through to push your bags right away from the claim bag section on arrivals up to the other side, many meters away, where you go through the process of taking samples, payment, and waiting for results. So it's cumbersome, it is tiresome, but above all, inconveniencing. It's something that needs to be redesigned because we don't understand why people who have been immunized have to go through this process again. We think it is an exercise that is disturbing travelers.
For collecting points with the staff, we are told, it is both as staff from Ministry of Health, who are about 60, which we are told today. So with that capacity, they will be able to collect samples, and from the passengers whom we interacted with, they said it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. They would have been able to clear, and then the challenge now is from picking the samples, then they are released to go and pick their bags, go through the customs, go through the security, and then go to a waiting place where the results are released. And then from there, they will have to wait for the time. And I think that's where the challenge has been. We have seen there the machines which have the capacity. There are 3, there are 5, in total, there are 5 machines which they are using for processing. I think 2 of them, they say they have the capacity of 16 samples each, and then the others have the capacity of 96. So when you add them together, it goes to about 200 and something passengers to be cleared. But we have seen the time it takes. We are told it's about between 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours. So if more than one flight arrives, we still have a challenge. I don't know why the Ministry of Health procured the machines with low capacity to handle, because if a plane, aircraft like Emirates arrives, which carries more than 300 or 400 people, you will realize that it will take about 5 or more hours to collect, to clear people. So that's why we are asking to clear the passengers. That's why now we are asking, I think those are the things we now have to put to the Ministry of Health. Why did they only have to have 5 machines with also low capacity, handling capacity? they should have procured machines which have the higher capacity to handle the passengers as they get out. The other challenge also we found out is today is we have found the departing passengers are being charged $65. Yet the arriving passengers, the arrivals, are charging $30. So why would we have that discrimination? So these are the things we have to engage with the Minister of Health tomorrow. That's not for Civil Aviation Authority. We want to know why that is so. And have they compared with the neighboring countries? What do they charge for the arriving passengers? So that needs to be addressed. The issue also why we're also putting to government is to ask them why they cannot have a facility for testing at the airport instead of using the private companies. Because some of the private companies have been complaining that one company is being favored, but at least that one has been sorted now because that was mainly on arrivals, because now with arrivals, it's government side which is handling. But the departures, they are private laboratories testing at the airport. We had been told at one time there are 4, but now today we're being told there are 5. So those are the challenges at the time.
Mu kiseera kino katwesse mu ddene ate twolekere Kampala era ne munnange Ronnie Bulege yansaba kazendaalo okusobola okulaba nga kutuusaako amawulire ku ssaawa 2. Joseph Serwoza ku lwa Dream TV wane Entebbe.
May it be honey.